Hi guys, and welcome back to the Video Game with Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video I have another unboxing for all of you guys. I will be unboxing this beast of a box, or a beast of a board game right here. This one, I already know what it is. You guys might be able to say it right here on the front. It says it on the box. This is going to be Tah Wars, the board game. Now, this is probably a not well-known board game. This was one of those you had to go deep into the reaches of Kickstarter to find this. This game funded last year in March. I think it was March of 2024. All right. I don't think it raised a lot. I think there was only about 500 backers to this game. Essentially what this is it's a dice combat, I guess, is kind of the wrong word, but essentially you're gonna have these really cool shaped dice towers, all right? And these dice towers, the way they're shaped, they're gonna shoot out dice, I think, in different ways. And so you're gonna have these different areas on a map. There'll be a game board. You'll have these different areas, and you will be moving kind of your tower around, right? That's kind of your army per se. And you're gonna have a bunch of different dice, like D20s, D6s, whatever the D7s or D8s or whatever, and you are going to be rolling them through your dice tower, shooting out at other players' dice and kind of knocking them off the board. Now, the production value here of this game looks phenomenal when we saw the video of it, guys, and what's crazy is this potentially could be the biggest steal, I'll put that in quotation mark, in Kickstarter history. So I'd love to know what the biggest bargain or biggest steal that you guys have gotten from Kickstarter or GameFound maybe. This bad boy was only 36 US dollars, all right? So first, you can see how big this box is. I'm gonna have to get this box out. Might have to stand up for this one to try and get it out, but they packaged this thing really well. Ooh, all right. It's sliding back. My hands are slipping. No. All right, here we go. We're maneuvering it. Okay, we got to edge out. Whew. Okay, guys, look at this giant box. Let me get this box out the way. Man, I'm sweating now. Okay, this giant beauty right here was only 36 US dollars. That is crazy for a game like this. You saw this on the shelf. This is probably easily retailing at 80 to 100 US dollars. But this is Tah Wars, the board game here. 1 to 6 players, 8+, around 60 minutes per playthrough. And I can't remember exactly who this is coming to you by. A dice tower game created by Luca Caltabiano. All right, I hope I pronounced your name well. Let's jump down to the table, guys, and unbox this bad boy. All right, guys, so down here at the table, we have the front cover. You can kind of see here, these look like to be the different clans. On the back side, you can kind of see what a sample of what it's gonna look like. You'll throw those dice in there and they'll come out. But let's go down here. I think it might be Board to Death Games is the people who are bringing this to you, is the company. But you can kind of see here of what we have, right? We got 6 different dice towers, 6 different colored dice. We got some game boards that you're gonna come on. We got some cards. We got some player boards, some cubes, whole bunch of different things. Massive box. Obviously, did not think the box would be this big for that price point. But yeah, I'm very curious. Again, guys, this was one of those games I had to go down into the depths of Kickstarter to find. Didn't have a whole lot of backers, didn't raise a whole lot of funds for this particular game. And really for me, I just saw the price point. You know, 36 US dollars. I saw the game, it looked fun. The dice towers alone looked really cool. And so I saw that, and for 36 US dollars, I was like, that is perfect. And shipping was not that crazy as well. So let me see here, and let's take the top off and see what we got. All right, so We have our rule book. This looks like to be the English rule book. So welcome to Tah Wars. As a leader of one of the 6 races on Tah, you will be fighting for the support of its citizens by giving them resources, defending them from incursions, attacking monster hideouts, and of course, defeating your opponents. Get 5 victory crowns to become the ruler of Tah. So 6 dice towers, move stick, summary, double-sided boards, quest card, trade cards, player boards, and dice. So here is our rule book, and the rule book actually does not look that long. I mean, love it, love it, love it. Oh, and I think we do, I think for backing this game, what's really cool is our logo is here in the rule book. Super cool. Special thanks to these sponsors and backers. So we were not technically an official sponsor, but we were one of the first few people to back this game and help support this project. So they had asked for anybody that runs a content creation channel to put their logo in there. So cool, nice little logo in all these different games. So there's our French version as well. Okay. These looks to be the player board. All right, I do believe there is a double-sided player board. We got the dice miniatures. Man, I don't want to take any of this stuff out. Okay, let's take a look at the player board in just a second. Let's open up this top and let's take a look at some of these awesome goodies here. All right, we got player boards in the middle. Okay, we'll just start and kind of go around. So this is Dice Tower numero 1. Wow, these things are nice, super cool mold here. This thing is heavy, very thick, really, really cool, unique details here. Obviously, there's one side, you drop it in the other, so that is super cool for this particular dice tower. All right, let's see. I think it went that way, if I was not mistaken. Oh, maybe I could be wrong. Somewhere in there. It went one of these directions. I'll figure it out eventually. All right, this one. Okay, this one looks crazy. Looks like on a rock, like a volcano almost. And then you got these little skull dudes here. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right, we got this one. This one definitely looks carved into a mountain. All right, this one looks carved into a mountain here. There's kind of the rocks on the back with swirlies. I mean, these things are nice and sturdy and thick here. I think it goes that way, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in there like that. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So this particular dice tower, or clan, I should say, almost looks like, oh man, I can't think of the place from Thor in Odin's home. I can't think of it right now. I'm blanking. The tree of Yggdrasil. I have no idea if that's it or not. That's pretty cool. Looks like that giant tree from Elden Ring, if you guys have ever played that one. So that's really cool for that type of dice tower right there. And last but not least, we have this Shanghai castle looking one, or Chinese looking castle here of this particular dice tower. So those are all 6 of the dice towers. You guys can just see how cool and awesome those bad boys are going to be. Okay, let's take a look at some of our other components here. Let me grab these. These are gonna be our player boards. Let me get those in just a sec. What else do we have in here? Let's just go over here. So these are gonna be the rubber stoppers that we'll put on the bottom of our nice little dice towers. So that's super cool. We got some cards down in here, which I'll open these cards in just a second. We got a whole row of measurers, okay? So I do believe, if I wasn't mistaken when I saw, you'll use these kind of sticks to measure out where you're gonna move. That's gonna determine your movement. Kind of like if you guys have ever seen Redwood, you use like a protractor almost to kind of move around. So you'll use those sticks to move. We got some cubes, generic player cubes, the dice. Okay, so this is gonna be one set of dice. Super cool. Actually, let me unbox. We'll take some of these dice out. So these are all the dice that will come in a particular clan's color. Wow, I love this blue. This is a really, really nice looking blue here. You'll see all these dice. Perfect. Okay, so that's one set of dice. You'll have another set of dice that's gonna have like a purple hue to it. That's pretty cool. We got like a green and black. Oh, that's really cool. Green and black. What else do we have? Orange, like a fiery orange. That's pretty cool. We got two more. We got a glimmering gold, and then we got like a blue silverish kind of tint. So that's really cool for that. Let me put all these dice back in here and keep these dice over the side for a sec. We'll show how some of this works. Let me just take this dice tower out for later. We can use that. Okay. Next thing we do, we got the player boards. You also have the walls mini expansion, okay? So you'll be able to put walls up around the board here to kind of block some of these dice from flying off, I guess. Something like that, right? We got our first player marker. There's kind of our walls. Okay, we have dual layered player boards. Wow, these player boards, let me put these down for a sec. Man, these player boards are phenomenal. I love the feel, the thickness here. Wow, this is great. So we got the League of Necromancy, okay? This is one of the clans here. They're gonna have that Niflheim sort of tower. I think it was this one right here we looked at. All right, let's take a look at this next one. We have the Divergin. All right, the Divergin, they're gonna have the volcano looking one. All right, volcano looking one, which was right here. What do we got? We got the Alfenkin or Alfenkin. All right, the Alfenkin. They're gonna have kind of the Tree of Yggdrasil looking one. All right, green, I'm assuming. We got the Mon. All right, the Mon. They have more of a, that looks more like a Roman or a cathedral type instead of a Chinese Shanghai type of building. All right, we have the Saracen. All right, Saracen there with kind of a shield looking thing. Last but not least, we have the Voltaine. All right, the Voltaine. And I think that's the one that I have right here. That's the Voltaine. Yep, this is the Voltaine one. Okay, so you'll have these player boards. They each got their cool little backstory. Kind of looks like each of the different dice are going to do different things for them on the player boards. Really, really nice player boards. Love that. Let me try and squeeze some of this stuff back in here temporarily before I dive into this whole thing. Oh no, I popped something out. Okay. We got the stoppers down in here. Let's put these cubes, slide the cubes down here, stoppers down here. I'll put the cards down here in just a sec. Let's open these cards, all right? We just got the cards and the board are the last two things. But so far, guys, I hope you are somewhat impressed with the production quality of the game. So here's just a couple different cards we're gonna have in the game where I guess you're gonna have certain quests that you're gonna need to complete. These look like monsters that you're gonna defeat. These look like different quests when you gain materials or being able to do certain things within the game with your dice tower to get resources, right? So these are kind of all the different sets of cards. And actually, let me get the rule book out so we can see what some of these quest cards and trade cards, okay? So your quest cards are going to be all the different monsters. So these are going to be all your quest cards. And then these are going to be your trade cards, is what it looks like, having to deal with all the different resources in the game. We got more quest cards. So it looks like they have a good variety of different quest cards and trade cards, you know, battling different monsters. These look like player aids. These look like maybe starting cards, starting quest cards and stuff like that. So nice, good little, you know, this game is not just mundane, I want to say, and simple in the standpoint of like you're just battling each other with dice. They got different cards in there as well to kind of spice it up. But look, guys, that is kind of everything except for the game board, which let me clear some room here on my table in order for us to get this bad boy out. Now, this is a pretty big board, I believe, or maybe it looks like two different game boards. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It says on the rule book, what did it say? It said 2 double-sided boards. Wow. So you get 2 game boards here. Look at that. So 1 and 2. If you can't tell, I'm just super, super excited. Wow, these things are huge. All right. These things are massive. Okay. I'm gonna have to clear off the table, and I will definitely have to zoom my camera out when I am doing this. Okay, let's just slowly start opening it up, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. All right. Trying not to mess anything up. Okay, I got it. So, perfect. Okay, so this is going to be, I can maneuver this in camera view here. All right, let me zoom out. We're gonna zoom out there. Hopefully that should be enough room for you guys to see it. Let me straighten this out and then actually straighten my camera out a little bit. All right. So this is board number 1, okay? So this is game board number 1. You got a bunch of different areas on here. That is super cool. Let's flip this bad boy over to the other side, and I don't really know the best way to do it. Hopefully that's a good way to do it there. All right, map side number 2. Okay, and then while I'm here, show you guys how this works. So you'll be somewhere on the map here per se, and you'll get your dice. Oop. Throw your dice in there, and your dice will come out with a number. Okay, and that might be your troops or something like that, but you also want to try, oh no, I rolled off the map. But it's like you kind of want to maneuver your guys to try and knock your opponent's dice off, almost like shuffleboard kind of in a way too. So that's really cool and unique. So you're gonna have these boards, moving them around the different map, throwing these dice in here, trying to get your opponent to do certain things. Man, that one actually rolls really well. Slingshots across the map. So I just think it's really cool and unique. So this is map board number 1. So let me see if I can find a good way to put that. Okay, so we'll slide that, and then I'm guessing this will go here, and then it'll fold in there just like that. Okay, perfect. So that was map number 1. Let's look at game board number 2 and open this bad boy up. All right. This one's gonna go out this way. So this looks like to be, that first map looked to be kind of like a tropical map. This one looks to be a snowy. So we got snowy mountains here on this side, and then we'll flip it over. Oh, we got another side over here. The last one, perfect. And you know what? Something I just realized, I wonder if some of these sides of the map are not like the clans, like the home territory of the clans that are in this particular game, because this setup here looks almost very similar to this particular clan. But look guys, that is everything here that is coming in the board game Tah Wars, the dice tower game coming to you from Board to Death. All right, well look, as I mentioned earlier guys, I cannot believe that this was only 36 US dollars to back. My mind was blown when I saw the unboxing video of the mass production copy, or the finished product that they had, and I was just like, this was $36. I spent $36 for this. This is crazy. I did not think the box would be this big. I did not think the production value of this game would be that good. I thought this was going to be a small little dice tower game where your dice towers are maybe this small and you're just throwing dice or something like that. This definitely exceeded expectations for me. I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think for $36 this is a good value or a high value back, right, in terms of production value and what you're gonna get? And I'm also curious to know, guys, what do you feel is your best value back on something from Kickstarter or GameFound that you have pledged? Love to know all that in the comments down below. You let me know. But again, guys, man, I am thoroughly amazed with how this thing turned out for the price point that I got it at. If you enjoyed this content, guys, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. And as always, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.